Hello, Facebook people. Yeah, going live just to see if there are any of you Facebook followers who haven't been to the Museum of Root Beer in 2025. We made some pretty cool, in our opinions, updates and changes and additions. So, yeah, here I am in downtown Wisconsin Dells. It's somewhat of a cold December day, but as always, we're open and hoping that our customers or people who haven't discovered us yet come by and enjoy some root beer. Enjoy discovering the history of root beer, the collections we have. So, without further ado, let's go in. Hey, look. Snowplow. The snow has been plowed. I wonder where he's going. Oh, snow removal, maybe. All right. Come on in. Okay, I can't hide this. The very first thing. These booths. Check those out. I found these on Facebook Marketplace. An old George Webb hamburger stand or hamburger restaurant in Milwaukee was clearing these out, and I snatched them up. Very cool. But you know what? The real story is, wait, where did the tap box go? Where's the root beer service? Where's the bar? Because that was here. Yeah, we switched everything around. I will give you the new layout. I'll just try to do a panorama here. So there is the bar. We took everything and just did a 180. We moved the bar over there. And it's kind of how a normal bar would be. The wall in the background, in the back of house here, and the bar here, and I don't know, it made more sense this way. I give credit to my brother John, he suggested it. Let's see, some more updates. Oh, let me switch my hand here. Oh, I need a selfie stick. This being my selfie stick, it's gonna wear out. So, merchandise updates. This is almost all new, or at least 50% of it in 2025. You know, I can't tell the story of Northern Sodas without taking it back here and pointing out our vending machine. It featured only Northern Sodas. Then I switched it to all root beers, and actually sales weren't enough for me to keep those sodas heated all winter, so I unplugged it. But yeah, come back in the spring, see what we've got in our own vending machine. You know what? We should run over there though, because the one special thing about the vending machine is, although you can see, it's an old Pepsi machine. I redid the graphics, so just Museum of Root Beer. Coolest vending machine in town. We'll see what we put in that machine come springtime. You know what? Another little sidetrack, little distraction. Got the Christmas tree up. Thanks to the Gander family, they donated this several years ago, and Dawson, shout out to Dawson Gander. We're still using your bottle ornaments. He got this wire and made little ornaments out of every little bottle. And the best part is the tree still has working lights, so you plug it in and it actually works. Alrighty, switching arms here. I've got 2 selfie sticks growing on my body. We'll give this one a rest. So let's see, start with the top row. I'll say new whenever I come to a new merchandise item for 2025. And that's weird, 2025 is almost over. So why are we reviewing? I don't know. It's like a closing out the year and telling you all, telling customers that didn't make it in again this year what they may have missed out on. Okay, so new. We've got Sprecher Root Beer Toffee. That's new this year. The Root Beer Float Challenge game. That's new this year. Mugs. New. No, kidding. We've always had glassware. And beautiful growlers. Empty growlers, or we will fill them for a small price with draft root beer. You know what? Charles Heyer's biography. Is that new this year? You know, I can't remember when I added it. It might have been at the beginning of this year, though. That might be new. All right, coming down to the next row. No, we've had these forever. I was selling these root beer advertising and collectibles books in 2011 when I first opened a root beer store. My first root beer store, so not new. The root beer soap, I think we had that in 2024. We've had these bottle openers for a few years. Okay, new. Root beer toffee. We added that this year. These combo packs, yeah, I think we had those last year, but look at this. Root beer, float, Mike and Ike's, new. KM Artisan Root Beer Hot Sauce, new this year. New, beep, kicking root beer barbecue sauce. I'll bleep that out later. Was that effective? The bleep came through. Look at these. Mongo, gourmet, delicious root beer candy canes. I mean, look at how big this is. That'll last a few days. Puzzles. We've had those for a few years. Had the puzzles. I think we've had these metal signs for a couple of years. This licorice did really great last year. We kept that on. Bottle caps, guns, we've had that. Okay, new. We added these root beer candy drops in the cans. Freeze dried root beer taffy, new. The wax melts, I think that was new. Early this year we started trying those out. Who doesn't want their home smelling of root beer? Come get your wax melts. Clay's hard candy, we've had that for on and off for years. New root beer sticks. New Gilliam root beer sanded drops. A lot like Clay's, but a different variety. New rock candy, and make your own root beer kit. We've had that for a while. Oh, looky here. A&W root beer cotton candy, new. Jelly Bellies, you know, we had Jelly Bellies back in the 2011 store, so that's not new, but this is new. We've got root beer float popcorn. And look at this merch. Never had a hat before. This is in cooperation with a. Let me say that again. This is a collaboration with Three Dachshunds root beer, brewed up in Appleton, Stone Arch Brewery. Look at this. Proudly served at the Museum of Root Beer. So that's new merchandise. Let's get up and see if there's anything new over here. No, we've got our standard t-shirts. We've got Three Dachshunds apparel. We've got our classic fake Coca-Cola shirts. It says root beer. It's not a Coke shirt. Let's see. So I don't think any of these are new this year. Okay, I found at least one other thing that is new. I always wanted a special 6-pack or a 4-pack of Wisconsin root beers, and short of printing actual boxes with art and such, we decided to try this out this year, just with a special sticker, special packaging. So we got the blank package with the sticker. Why, you ask? It's to make it easier, especially in the summer when somebody just wants a special gift of root beer to grab really quick. They can give a friend or a loved one a 6-pack or a 4-pack of Wisconsin root beers. So we just slapped a sticker on it. Man, if we had a display in the middle of the store, special 6-pack boxes, Museum of Root Beer boxes, piled up on a pallet. That was my original vision, but these don't move fast enough to warrant printing a box. You start printing that stuff, and they want a 10,000 count minimum. So that gets costly. Maybe we'll get there. We might get that big someday. Okay, let's buzz the tower. Let's just go real close and see these root beer soldiers all standing in line. Okay, other flavors. I don't know why I'm doing this. I hope somebody is rolling their eyes or laughing, one or the other. Okay, another new thing to share with customers who haven't been here is the mysterious hanging wall. So the trick for switching everything around and putting the bar over here and moving the sodas over here. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. Here's a secret that we don't really get to tell customers about. That wall of corrugated metal, which I bought from a neighbor who had it in his junk forest, just growing grass all around it. It was held up by these shelves that I built with my brother. Hi, Craig. So once we moved the soda over here, that's another story in and of itself. This wall was left without, you know, a frame or a way to stand up. So I wired it and hung it from the rafters. You can see it hanging there. Pretty tricky, huh? Well, what else do you want to see? I think 2 people are watching, hopefully more later. I don't see any comments, but sometime we'll have to do a live show and actually answer questions as we go. We could, since I have no customers. What time is it? Oh, it's 11:02. You know what? It's time to open. So, you might as well come with me. I'm opening the store, just getting ready for my faithful employee, Toby. He'll be here after he gets out of school. Well, this is fun. You get to turn this around. Second one. Door's already open. And one final touch. Click. So, the open light is now on. I'll take a quick walk through the museum and I'll show you anything new that I can spot. Although when Vince, my good friend, comes up from Des Moines and adds bottles or some antique to the museum, sometimes I don't always keep track of what is new because there's a lot of stuff. He could have put a new A&W something or other in there and I wouldn't notice. I wouldn't be guaranteed to notice. All the displays are pretty much the same as 2024. We did add this. So here's our Hall of Fame. We had in 2021. We raised some money to get this museum going. And people still want to get a mug and get their... Oh, did we disconnect? So, as you can see, the people who donated got their... You know what? I should have been on the top. People who donated more got on the top. Oh, yeah. More glory for them. But people donate money and they want to add their names. Right now we're not making more mugs. We have this on a loop, an ongoing scroll of root beer enthusiasts who sent us money to help keep us going. So thank you all. I hope, there's a video. You can go to our YouTube page, Museum of Root Beer, on YouTube, and you can find this video. So you can find your name on there. This hasn't been updated since October, but we'll regularly update it. If you donate something to the Root Beer Museum, the Museum of Root Beer, you'll get your name on here, and we'll keep her going. So for now, this is how we honor those who support the museum with a contribution. Yep, not seeing anything really recent. Something that did happen is I sold Root Beer Revelry to Paul Pendola down in Galena. So my root beer shop down there is no longer run by me. It's being run excellently by Paul. But one thing that came up from that store is, no, wait, this did not come up from that store. This was made for the museum, because up front we called it Root Beer Revelry, in back was the Museum of Root Beer. Now it's just all Museum of Root Beer. But we had this metal sign, laser cut, and it's backlit with LED lights. And yeah, so last year that sign came down, and now it's part of the museum. You know, one thing that would be funny is to, not funny, fun, is to do a guided tour live. You go out to our website, and there's a booking calendar, and you can sign up, and the guided tour is an hour long. It starts right here by the foreign root beer collection. And yeah, that would be fun. It would be free. Maybe it would be a way to get donations going. So leave a comment if you would actually stick with me for an hour for the guided tour that I have developed. It's pretty fun. We start here and we go through the museum, and it stops at about 10 points where I discuss the collections and the history. Well, I guess I do see one comment from an old high school friend, Christopher Oaken. Thanks for your comment, and yes, you must stop in. Chris, I will give you a personal tour of this here amazing, one-of-a-kind museum. Well, let's see. I think the last thing before I close this live Facebook live feed is we supported the Wisconsin Dells High School FFA by purchasing these lovely poinsettias. Why don't you say poinsettias? It's poinsettias. And come by anytime for delicious draft root beer on tap. We'll get out a FLiPPeD. You'll try 4 root beers, and you'll discover that root beer is not just root beer. You will see subtle differences in the various varieties of root beer that we get in by the keg. Hook them up. Here are 4 more that are on the bench. I say they're on the bench. And otherwise, come and enjoy a seat at my bar. This has been fun. Thanks again for popping in and leaving comments. Oh my goodness. Dwayne Beezer's watching. Haven't seen you in 30 some years. Yeah, everybody's welcome, even Canadians like Dwayne Beezer. Kidding. Kidding, not kidding. No customers yet, but I'm gonna stop this live feed. It would be great to see my old friends, and I welcome everybody to come and check out what is new in 2025. You know, hey, I'm gonna make another video, and the beginning of 2026, we'll have new stuff to introduce then. And hopefully some exciting news. I'll tell you, secret, I want to make this thing bigger. Here's my spiel. I'll give you my spiel. And I have this benchmark. The Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, Texas. It's 15 times this size. They're in 3 different buildings. One of them is 4 levels. They have too much space to celebrate the history of one drink, one soda, Dr. Pepper. We have, sorry, I'm still going. I threatened to stop the speed, but look at this. Here are my banners. They list 3,000 plus brands of root beer. We have a lot of root beer stories to tell. So in other words, if the Dr. Pepper Museum needs a space 15 times this size, with all those buildings, with all those funds, with all the support, with the board of directors, yada, 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 I say root beer needs as much space. Man, I hope, Dwayne, I hope you are still watching. I can't tell if you are, but Dwayne Beezer, he's a roommate companion of mine from my missionary days. And I want to tell you something that I've always wanted to do. And you were the inspiration. I can't believe I'm finally getting to tell you this. We would bounce around the Navajo reservation in that pickup truck, and we would stop at Maverick or whatever gas station we had. You would mix root beer and orange soda, and I've always wanted to do a creation, do something at the bar, or maybe even in a bottle that adds orange extract to root beer. I was going to call it the Beezer. So now that I've said that, you can sue me for the rights or something if I ever put that on a label, on a bottle. But yeah, a dirty soda called a dirty root beer called the Beezer. I've tried, why do I remember that? I don't know. I've tried it and I thought, it's a really good combo. Something about orange with root beer. I might have thought you were crazy at first, but then I tried it and there was something about it. Hey, I see somebody. Toby's here. Toby, do you not want to be on Facebook Live video?
Oh, I'm fine.
All right. Okay, we're going to drag this out a little bit longer, and I'll introduce you to Toby. Birth name, Tobin.
Tobin.
He's going to take over. He runs a pretty tight ship. So if I'm not here, Toby or Greg or Maggie, that is our winter crew. And sometimes Georgine will serve you a root beer here at the Museum of Root Beer. I hope you all have enjoyed this little tour. I'm going to put on my glasses and take one last look at comments. Dwayne, it would be great to catch up. Dwayne is still watching. So, hey, let's enjoy the Beezer right here. We've got 30 root beers to choose from, and look, this orange, here's another orange. Man, there's a lot of ways we could mix a Beezer. So, hey, Chris and Dwayne, you two, I'm gonna zero in on and look forward to meeting you here at the Museum of Root Beer. Thanks for joining me in this live feed. We'll do another one soon. Okay, I was looking for the stop button. It says finish. For now, adios. Thanks again. Hope to see you guys here soon.